Hello everybody, welcome to a Paranormal Surrey tale for you today. Today we're in Bletchingley, which is near Godstone, and if you carry on going that way you'll end up in Red Hill. Behind us is St Mary Church, and this is where there's two ghost stories today, but we're going to do something a little bit different today, so stay with me and we'll head round. Come on. Okay, so we're obviously by the amazing church, which is an extremely early form of a church. I think actually it dates to the Norman period. And the ghost story is very generic of typical churches, except that this one actually might be related to the church inside the church itself. So the story is that there's meant to be a woman in 17th century dress who's meant to haunt this actual churchyard itself, in and outside of it. And what they reckon is that it might have been the Lady of Bletchingley, or more importantly, because of the type of dress that it was associated with, it might be Mrs. Clayton, who is with her husband buried actually inside the church itself. And that pairing, that relationship that they were very wealthy, and they had a huge impact on the sort of culture and society that was surrounding at the time. And what's really amazing about this church is that there is a hermit cell that you can visit that's obviously outside of this. I'll show you that when we show you that at the end of the video. But again, it's a very typical sort of like haunted church sort of vibe that you have here, and because of the age of this church, you can imagine again on a dark sort of night a woman in a sort of like an unusual sort of like dress, just sort of like out of place, and you kind of feel, oh my god, like I wasn't sort of expecting that. So is it Mrs. Clayton, or is it the Lady of Bletchingley? So obviously that's up for debate, but a fascinating tiny little ghost story that pertains to this wonderful little village in Surrey. Now stay tuned, and I'm going to talk about one other little story for you, and then that's pretty much it. So let's have a look, come on. So the second story of this wonderful village, although we're not going to go to it, I just want to sort of talk about it because it's such a sort of tiny sort of haunting really. So if you carry on going up out of Bletchingley towards Red Hill, on your right there's a pub called the Red Lion, and that's just this sort of generic sort of there's meant to be a haunting of a woman in the pub itself, where you get to hear footsteps and walking around and all strange sort of manner of poltergeist activity. And really, like I said, it's just a very sort of generic type of like haunting. I'm not really sure about anything else that relates to that necessarily, which is why really I wanted to sort of stay in this area and obviously talk about the main spectre of today. So regardless, hopefully if you're ever in the Bletchingley village in Surrey and you ever want to come down and you want to sort of check out this wonderful church, which I thoroughly recommend, and if you do want to have a drink, whether it's in the White Hart or up at the Red Lion, thoroughly recommend you should do it if you have the opportunity, because it's on an arterial road, so you probably have to, unless you're going on the motorway, you'll have to drive through this wonderful part anyway of Surrey. And because we're on the sort of eastern side, as I've always said to you before, if you carry on going, you go through the Mole Valley, which is an amazing part of Surrey, which I thoroughly recommend you should check out should you be in the area. So any more words of Phoenix history, thank you so much for your kindness, your patience and your support, because history matters. Hopefully you enjoyed this tiny little paranormal video. Take care no matter what you're doing. I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.